As we get older, many people expect a few aches and pains. They expect to walk a little slower, climb stairs with more effort, or feel tired after standing for long periods. But one symptom that should never be ignored is poor circulation in the legs. If you're over 70 and you've noticed your feet are always cold, your calves cramp when you walk, your ankles swell by evening, or your legs simply don't feel as strong as they once did, your body may be trying to tell you something important. The good news is that your body has an incredible ability to support healthy blood flow when it's given the right nutrients. While no single vitamin can magically multiply circulation overnight, one nutrient stands out because of the important role it plays in keeping your blood vessels healthy, flexible, and functioning properly. That nutrient is vitamin D. Many people think of vitamin D only as the bone vitamin, but research over the past decade has revealed that it affects nearly every system in the body, including the heart, blood vessels, muscles, immune system, and nerves. In fact, low vitamin D levels have been associated with poorer vascular health, weaker muscles, and reduced physical performance in many older adults. While vitamin D is not a cure for circulation disorders, maintaining healthy levels may support the systems that help blood reach your legs efficiently. One of the biggest reasons this matters is because blood vessels are not rigid pipes. They are living tissues that constantly expand and contract to regulate blood flow. Healthy blood vessels rely on a delicate balance of signals that tell them when to relax and when to tighten. Vitamin D appears to help support the cells lining these vessels, known as the endothelium, which plays a key role in maintaining healthy circulation. Imagine your blood vessels as highways delivering oxygen and nutrients to every muscle in your legs. When those highways remain healthy, traffic moves smoothly. But if the roads become damaged or stiff over time, everything slows down. Muscles receive less oxygen, healing takes longer, and walking becomes more difficult. Supporting vascular health means helping those highways remain as efficient as possible. Another important factor is inflammation. As we age, many people develop what scientists sometimes call low-grade chronic inflammation. It isn't the dramatic swelling you notice after an injury. Instead, it's a slow, ongoing process that can gradually affect blood vessels, joints, muscles, and organs. Vitamin D helps regulate the immune system, supporting a healthy inflammatory response. By helping the immune system function normally, adequate vitamin D levels may contribute to healthier blood vessels over time. This is one reason healthcare providers often check vitamin D levels in older adults who have multiple health concerns. Muscle strength is another major piece of the puzzle. Sometimes people assume weak legs are simply caused by poor circulation. In reality, muscle weakness itself can reduce movement, making circulation even worse. The muscles in your calves act like a second heart. Every time you take a step, they squeeze veins and help push blood back toward your heart against gravity. If those muscles become weaker, blood can pool in the lower legs more easily. That can contribute to swelling, fatigue, and discomfort. Vitamin D plays an important role in muscle function. Numerous studies have shown that older adults with adequate vitamin D levels often have better muscle performance than those who are deficient. Stronger muscles mean more movement. More movement means better support for healthy circulation. This creates a positive cycle. Healthy muscles encourage walking. Walking activates the calf muscles. The calf muscles help pump blood upward. Better circulation nourishes the muscles become even stronger. It's a cycle worth protecting. Now here's something many people don't realize. Vitamin D deficiency is incredibly common after age 70. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. We also tend to spend less time outdoors. Certain medications can interfere with vitamin D metabolism. Digestive problems may reduce absorption. Even kidney function, which naturally changes with age, can affect how vitamin D becomes activated inside the body. That means many older adults may have lower levels without realizing it. Some signs of deficiency can include muscle weakness, fatigue, bone discomfort, frequent illness, slower physical recovery, or reduced balance. However, many people have no obvious symptoms at all. That's why blood testing is often the only reliable way to know your vitamin D status. If your healthcare provider finds that your vitamin D level is low, correcting that deficiency may become an important part of your overall health plan. Now let's be clear about something extremely important. If you have severe leg pain, sudden swelling in one leg, wounds that won't heal, skin discoloration, or pain while walking that consistently forces you to stop. You should seek medical evaluation promptly. These symptoms can indicate medical conditions requiring professional diagnosis and treatment. Vitamins should never replace appropriate medical care. With that said, nutrition remains one of the strongest foundations of healthy aging. Vitamin D works best as part of a larger team. Magnesium is one important partner because it helps activate vitamin D within the body. Without enough magnesium, vitamin D cannot perform many of its important functions efficiently. Vitamin K also works alongside vitamin D in supporting bone and vascular health. Together, these nutrients help the body properly regulate calcium. Protein deserves attention as well. Your muscles need adequate protein to remain strong. If you're trying to improve leg strength and circulation while eating very little protein, your progress may be limited. Hydration matters too. Blood is mostly water. Even mild dehydration can reduce blood volume and make circulation less efficient. Many older adults simply don't feel thirsty as often as they once did, making dehydration surprisingly common. Movement remains absolutely essential. No vitamin can replace walking. Even 5 to 10 minutes several times a day can activate the powerful calf muscle pump. If walking is difficult, seated ankle pumps, heel raises, gentle marching in place, or supervised chair exercises may help keep blood moving. The key is consistency. Blood flow responds to movement. The more regularly you move within your personal abilities and your healthcare provider's recommendations, the more opportunities your circulatory system has to work efficiently. Let's also talk about smoking. If you smoke, quitting may be one of the single most important decisions you can make for your circulation. Smoking damages blood vessels, reduces oxygen delivery, increases inflammation, and accelerates narrowing of arteries. No supplement can fully overcome those harmful effects. Managing blood sugar is equally important. High blood sugar over time can damage both large and small blood vessels as well as the nerves controlling the legs and feet. This is why people with diabetes are encouraged to monitor their feet regularly and maintain good glucose control. Blood pressure also deserves attention. Chronically elevated blood pressure places stress on artery walls, gradually affecting their flexibility. Working with your healthcare provider to keep blood pressure within recommended ranges supports healthy circulation throughout the entire body. Sleep should not be overlooked. Your blood vessels recover during restful sleep. Poor sleep has been associated with inflammation, higher blood pressure, and reduced cardiovascular health. Aim for consistent quality sleep each night whenever possible. Stress management plays a surprisingly important role too. When we're under constant stress, hormones like cortisol and adrenaline remain elevated. Over time, this can influence blood pressure, inflammation, sleep quality, and overall cardiovascular health. Gentle breathing exercises, enjoyable hobbies, spending time outdoors, connecting with loved ones, or simply taking quiet moments each day can all contribute to healthier aging. Now, you might wonder how much vitamin D you actually need. The answer varies from person to person. Your age, body weight, medical conditions, medications, kidney function, sun exposure, and existing blood level all influence your individual needs. That's why healthcare providers often recommend checking a blood test before suggesting long-term supplementation, especially at higher doses. More is not always better. Vitamin D is fat-soluble, meaning excessive amounts can accumulate in the body. Taking extremely high doses without medical supervision may cause harmful side effects, including elevated calcium levels. The goal is not to take the largest dose possible. The goal is to achieve and maintain a healthy blood level appropriate for your individual circumstances. Food can also contribute to your vitamin D intake. Fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, trout, and mackerel are among the richest natural food sources. Egg yolks provide smaller amounts. Fortified milk, yogurt, breakfast cereals, and some plant-based beverages may also contain added vitamin D. Safe sun exposure, when appropriate for your skin type and climate, may help as well. However, many older adults still require dietary sources or supplements because natural production declines with age. Let's return to your legs for a moment. Think about everything your legs have carried you through over the years. They've helped you build a career, raise a family, travel, dance, work, exercise, care for others. walk through life's happiest moments and its hardest challenges. They deserve attention now. Healthy circulation isn't just about comfort, it's about independence. It's about continuing to visit friends, shopping for groceries, playing with grandchildren, gardening, walking through the park, living life with confidence. Every healthy habit contributes something valuable. Nutritious meals nourish your blood vessels. Movement strengthens your muscles. Hydration supports blood volume. Quality sleep encourages recovery. Managing blood pressure and blood sugar protects your arteries. Avoiding tobacco reduces damage. Maintaining healthy vitamin D levels supports muscles, bones, and vascular function. None of these habits works alone. Together, they create an environment where your body can function at its best. It's also worth remembering that improvements rarely happen overnight. Your circulation reflects decades of daily choices. Small, consistent actions performed every day often produce the greatest long-term results. A short walk after breakfast, a balanced lunch rich in colorful vegetables, drinking enough water, following your medication schedule, getting outside safely for a little sunlight when appropriate, taking supplements exactly as recommended by your healthcare provider. These simple habits add up. Many people spend years searching for a miracle solution. In reality, healthy aging usually comes from combining many evidence-based habits rather than relying on one dramatic change. If you've been feeling discouraged because your legs don't feel as strong as they once did, remember that supporting your circulation is still worthwhile at any age. The human body continues adapting throughout life. Muscles respond to gentle exercise. Blood vessels benefit from healthier lifestyle choices. Nutritional deficiencies can often be corrected. Small improvements in strength, balance, and endurance can make meaningful differences in everyday living. So if you're over 70, consider talking with your healthcare provider about checking your vitamin D level, especially if you spend little time outdoors, have osteoporosis, muscle weakness, or other risk factors for deficiency. If your levels are low, correcting them may become one valuable piece of your overall health strategy. But remember the most important message of all. There is no single vitamin capable of increasing blood flow 1,000,000 times. Real health doesn't come from exaggerated promises. It comes from science, consistency, and caring for your body every single day. When you nourish your body wisely, stay active within your abilities, manage chronic conditions, and maintain healthy vitamin D levels if needed, you're giving your legs the support they need to keep carrying you forward one confident step at a time. Another often overlooked factor that affects circulation in the legs is the health of your nerves. Your blood vessels and your nervous system work together constantly. Tiny nerves help regulate when blood vessels widen and narrow, ensuring that oxygen-rich blood reaches the muscles exactly when it's needed. As we age, these communication pathways can become less efficient, especially in people with diabetes, vitamin deficiencies, or long-standing cardiovascular disease. Vitamin D receptors have been found in nervous tissue throughout the body, suggesting that this nutrient plays a role in maintaining normal nerve function. While vitamin D is not a treatment for nerve disease, maintaining adequate levels may support the normal function of the nervous system, which in turn helps your body regulate circulation more effectively. Think about what happens when you stand up after sitting for a long time. Your body instantly adjusts blood pressure, muscle tension, and blood vessel diameter to prevent dizziness and maintain steady blood flow. These adjustments happen automatically because your nervous system and circulatory system are constantly communicating. Supporting both systems through proper nutrition, regular movement, and healthy lifestyle habits becomes increasingly important with age. One common complaint among adults over 70 is that their legs seem to tire much faster than they used to. They may start walking confidently but find themselves slowing down after just a few minutes. Sometimes they describe a heavy sensation, almost as if they're walking through water. In many cases, this isn't caused by just one issue. It can be the combined result of reduced muscle strength, decreased cardiovascular fitness, stiffened arteries, and lower overall physical activity. This is where consistency becomes far more powerful than intensity. You don't have to walk 5 miles every day to improve your health. In fact, for many older adults, several shorter walks throughout the day may be easier on the joints while still encouraging healthy blood circulation. Even standing up every hour, stretching your calves, and taking a few steps around your home can help prevent blood from pooling in the lower legs. If balance is a concern, simple exercises performed while holding on to a sturdy chair or countertop can provide similar benefits. Gentle heel raises strengthen the calf muscles, toe raises improve ankle mobility, and slow marching in place activates the muscles that naturally assist blood returning to the heart. Over time, these seemingly small activities can help maintain mobility, confidence, and endurance. Another nutrient worth mentioning alongside vitamin D is omega-3 fatty acids. Found naturally in fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, and mackerel, omega-3 fats support overall cardiovascular health. They help maintain healthy blood vessels and are associated with normal heart function. While they are not a replacement for medical treatment, including these foods in your diet can complement other healthy habits that support circulation. Colorful fruits and vegetables also deserve a place on your plate every day. Dark leafy greens provide nitrates that the body can convert into nitric oxide, a compound that helps blood vessels relax. Berries contain antioxidants that help protect cells from oxidative stress. Citrus fruits provide vitamin C, which supports collagen production, a key component of healthy blood vessel walls. Beans, lentils, oats, and whole grains contribute fiber, which supports healthy cholesterol levels when eaten as part of a balanced diet. Healthy cholesterol levels are important because excess cholesterol can contribute to plaque buildup inside arteries over many years. It's remarkable how every meal presents an opportunity to support your circulation. Breakfast could include oatmeal topped with blueberries and walnuts. Lunch might feature grilled salmon with spinach and colorful vegetables. Dinner could include beans, roasted vegetables, and lean protein. These aren't miracle foods. They're simply examples of eating patterns that consistently support cardiovascular health. Many people also ask whether compression socks can improve circulation. The answer depends on the individual. Compression stockings are often recommended by healthcare professionals for certain conditions, such as chronic venous insufficiency or swelling related to poor vein function. They work by gently squeezing the legs, helping veins move blood back toward the heart more efficiently. However, they are not appropriate for everyone. People with certain forms of peripheral artery disease should only use compression garments under medical guidance, because restricting already limited arterial blood flow could create problems. That's why it's always wise to ask your healthcare provider before purchasing compression stockings, especially if you've never worn them before. Foot care becomes increasingly important with age as well. Healthy circulation helps deliver oxygen and nutrients to the feet, but even minor cuts or blisters can heal more slowly if blood flow is reduced. That's why it's a good habit to inspect your feet daily, particularly if you have diabetes or decreased sensation. Look for redness, swelling, sores, blisters, or changes in skin color. Wear properly fitting shoes that provide support without creating pressure points. Keeping your feet clean, dry, and moisturized while avoiding lotion between the toes can help maintain healthy skin. These simple daily routines often prevent much larger problems later. Let's also discuss body weight. Carrying excess weight places additional stress on the heart, blood vessels, joints, and muscles. Even modest weight loss, when appropriate and achieved through healthy eating and physical activity, can improve mobility and reduce the workload placed on the circulatory system. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is gradual, sustainable progress. A loss of just a few pounds can sometimes make walking noticeably easier, encouraging more daily activity, which then further supports healthy circulation. There is also growing interest in the relationship between vitamin D and blood pressure regulation. Researchers continue studying how vitamin D interacts with hormones involved in maintaining blood pressure. While the evidence is still evolving, maintaining adequate vitamin D levels remains an important component of overall health, particularly because deficiency has been associated with several cardiovascular risk factors. Again, this doesn't mean vitamin D replaces blood pressure medication or other prescribed treatments. Rather, it highlights how interconnected the body's systems truly are. When one area of health improves, others often benefit as well. Consider the ripple effect. Adequate vitamin D supports muscle strength. Stronger muscles encourage more walking. Walking improves cardiovascular fitness. Improved fitness supports healthier blood pressure. Better circulation nourishes muscles and nerves. Those healthier muscles make walking feel easier. Each positive change reinforces the next. This is why healthcare providers increasingly emphasize comprehensive lifestyle approaches instead of searching for one magic solution. Another question many older adults ask is whether spending more time in the sun is enough to correct vitamin D deficiency. Sunlight certainly plays an important role because ultraviolet B rays trigger vitamin D production in the skin. However, several factors influence how much vitamin D your body actually makes. Age reduces the skin's efficiency. Darker skin naturally produces vitamin D more slowly. Sunscreen, while important for protecting against skin cancer, also reduces vitamin D production. Cloud cover, season, geographic location, and time of day all affect ultraviolet exposure. For these reasons, relying solely on sunlight may not be enough for many people over 70, especially during winter months or if mobility limitations keep them indoors. That's one reason healthcare providers may recommend supplements after confirming low vitamin D levels with a blood test. The timing of vitamin D supplementation may also matter. Because vitamin D is fat-soluble, many experts suggest taking it with a meal that contains some healthy fat, such as avocado, nuts, seeds, yogurt, or olive oil. This can improve absorption compared to taking it on an empty stomach. It's also important to follow the dosage recommended by your healthcare provider or the product label unless instructed otherwise. Taking several different supplements that all contain vitamin D without realizing it can accidentally lead to excessive intake over time. Reading supplement labels carefully is a habit worth developing. Medication interactions should never be overlooked either. Certain medications used to treat seizures, cholesterol, weight management, or steroid-related conditions can influence vitamin D metabolism. Likewise, some medical conditions involving the liver, kidneys, or digestive tract may affect how your body absorbs or activates this vitamin. That's why discussing all of your medications and supplements with your healthcare provider is one of the safest approaches before making changes to your routine. Let's talk about one more habit that quietly affects circulation every single day: prolonged sitting. Many retirees enjoy reading, watching television, using the computer, or spending time with hobbies that involve sitting for long periods. While these activities can certainly be enjoyable, remaining seated for several consecutive hours allows blood to pool in the legs. Setting a reminder to stand every 30 to 60 minutes can make a surprising difference. Walk to the kitchen. Stretch your calves, rotate your ankles, march gently in place. These movements require very little effort but help activate the muscles responsible for moving blood back toward the heart. Over weeks and months, these frequent movement breaks can become one of the easiest healthy habits to maintain. Temperature can influence circulation as well. Cold weather naturally causes blood vessels near the skin to narrow in order to conserve body heat. This can make cold feet and hands even more noticeable in older adults who already have reduced circulation. Wearing warm socks, dressing in layers, and staying physically active during colder months may help minimize these effects while keeping the body comfortable. Likewise, very hot temperatures can increase the risk of dehydration, which may affect blood volume and place additional stress on the cardiovascular system. Drinking enough fluids and avoiding prolonged exposure to excessive heat become especially important during summer months. Every season brings different challenges, but the basic principles remain the same: nourish your body, stay hydrated, move regularly, and maintain healthy vitamin D levels if recommended by your healthcare provider. Another area that deserves attention is sleep quality. Many people think sleep is simply a time when the body shuts down, but in reality, it is one of the busiest periods for repair and recovery. During deep sleep, hormones involved in tissue repair are released, blood pressure naturally declines, and the cardiovascular system gets an opportunity to recover from the demands of the day. Adults over 70 often experience lighter sleep, more nighttime awakenings, or conditions such as sleep apnea. These changes can affect overall cardiovascular health over time. Poor sleep has been linked to higher blood pressure, increased inflammation, insulin resistance, and reduced energy levels, all of which can indirectly influence circulation. If you regularly wake feeling exhausted despite spending enough time in bed, or if your family tells you that you snore loudly or stop breathing during sleep, it's worth discussing these symptoms with your healthcare provider. Treating sleep disorders often improves energy, physical activity, and overall quality of life. Let's also consider stress. Even after retirement, stress doesn't simply disappear. Financial concerns, caring for a spouse, coping with loneliness, grieving loved ones, or managing chronic health conditions can all place ongoing stress on the body. When stress hormones remain elevated for long periods, blood vessels may become less responsive, blood pressure can increase, and inflammation may rise. These changes don't happen overnight, but over months and years they can influence cardiovascular health. Finding healthy ways to manage stress is not just good for your emotional well-being, it also supports your physical health. That might include spending time with friends, joining a walking group, gardening, listening to music, practicing gentle stretching, reading, volunteering, or enjoying time with grandchildren. Positive social connections have consistently been associated with healthier aging. People who remain socially engaged often stay more physically active, eat better, and maintain healthier daily routines. Isolation, on the other hand, can lead to inactivity, poor nutrition, and declining health. Never underestimate the healing value of meaningful human connection. Another fascinating aspect of circulation is something called endothelial function. The endothelium is the thin layer of cells lining the inside of every blood vessel in your body. These cells are far more than a simple lining. They produce substances that help blood vessels relax, regulate inflammation, prevent unnecessary clotting, and control how blood flows through your arteries. Over time, factors such as smoking, uncontrolled diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and physical inactivity can impair endothelial function. Scientists continue studying how nutrients like vitamin D influence these specialized cells. Although research is ongoing, maintaining adequate vitamin D levels appears to support normal endothelial function as part of an overall healthy lifestyle. Think of the endothelium as the conductor of an orchestra. When the conductor is working well, every instrument plays together in harmony. When the conductor struggles, the entire performance becomes less coordinated. The same principle applies to your circulation. Healthy blood vessels don't simply transport blood. They actively participate in maintaining your cardiovascular health every second of every day. This is why lifestyle habits matter so much. Every healthy meal, every walk, every good night's sleep, every effort to control blood sugar, every decision not to smoke, every conversation with your healthcare provider about maintaining healthy vitamin D levels. Each one supports those remarkable blood vessels that work tirelessly throughout your lifetime. Let's discuss one of the biggest myths surrounding circulation. Many advertisements promise that one pill, one supplement, or one special ingredient can completely clean out your arteries. The human body simply doesn't work that way. Arteries don't become healthier overnight. Plaque that has developed over decades cannot be dissolved instantly by a vitamin or herbal supplement. Instead, healthy arteries are supported through years of consistent habits that reduce further damage and help the cardiovascular system function as effectively as possible. This perspective is actually encouraging. Why? Because it means your daily choices still matter. Even if you're 70, 80, or 90 years old, every healthy decision contributes to your future well-being. Researchers have repeatedly shown that older adults can improve strength, endurance, balance, and physical function through appropriate exercise and nutrition. Age changes the rate of progress. It does not eliminate the possibility of progress. Let's imagine two people of the same age. One spends nearly every day sitting, rarely goes outside, eats mostly processed foods, sleeps poorly, and has untreated vitamin D deficiency. The other takes short walks each day, enjoys balanced meals, drinks enough water, follows medical advice, maintains healthy vitamin D levels, and stays socially active. Neither person has found a miracle cure, but over several years, their day-to-day experiences may look very different. Small choices accumulate. Healthy habits compound over time. This is one of the most empowering concepts in preventive health. Consistency almost always beats intensity. Some people become discouraged because they cannot exercise like they did decades ago. Perhaps arthritis limits walking. Maybe previous injuries make movement uncomfortable. The important thing is to adapt rather than quit. Water aerobics may reduce stress on painful joints. Stationary cycling provides cardiovascular exercise with minimal impact. Chair exercises strengthen muscles while improving circulation. Resistance bands can build leg strength safely at home. Tai Chi improves balance while encouraging gentle movement. The best exercise is often the one you can perform consistently and safely. Even standing while holding onto the back of a chair and slowly rising onto your toes 10 times can activate the calf muscles that help pump blood upward. Progress doesn't have to be dramatic to be meaningful. Let's spend a moment talking about nutrition beyond individual vitamins. Healthy eating patterns matter more than isolated nutrients. A diet emphasizing vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, lean proteins, healthy fats, and minimally processed foods provides thousands of natural compounds that work together. These foods contain antioxidants, fiber, minerals, and phytonutrients that scientists continue studying, rather than asking, which one food will improve my circulation? A better question might be, how can I build meals that consistently support my heart and blood vessels? That shift in thinking often leads to lasting improvements. Your grocery cart becomes part of your healthcare strategy. Fresh vegetables, frozen berries, whole grain oats, beans, fish, olive oil, plain yogurt, nuts, seeds, each purchase becomes an investment in your future health. Hydration also deserves another mention because it's so commonly overlooked. As people age, the sensation of thirst often decreases. Some older adults intentionally drink less because they worry about frequent trips to the bathroom. Unfortunately, chronic mild dehydration can contribute to fatigue, dizziness, constipation, and reduced physical performance. While fluid needs vary depending on health conditions such as heart failure or kidney disease, many older adults benefit from sipping water regularly throughout the day instead of waiting until they feel thirsty. If your healthcare provider has recommended a specific fluid restriction, always follow that guidance. Otherwise, keeping a reusable water bottle nearby can serve as a helpful reminder. Another habit worth discussing is smoking cessation even later in life. Some people mistakenly believe that after decades of smoking, quitting won't make much difference. The evidence says otherwise. Within a relatively short period after quitting, circulation begins improving, carbon monoxide levels normalize, oxygen delivery increases, blood vessels function more effectively. Over time, the risks of cardiovascular disease continue to decline. It's never too late to benefit from stopping smoking. The same principle applies to physical activity. You don't need to have exercise throughout your entire life to begin seeing benefits. The body responds remarkably well to appropriate movement at almost any age. Muscles strengthen, balance improves, confidence grows. Walking becomes easier. Daily activities require less effort. These improvements often create a positive cycle where increased confidence encourages even more activity. One factor that deserves special attention is inflammation caused by excess abdominal fat. Fat tissue isn't simply stored energy, it actively produces hormones and inflammatory substances that influence the entire body. Reducing excess body fat through balanced nutrition and regular activity may help lower chronic inflammation, benefiting the heart, blood vessels, joints, and metabolism. Again, this isn't about achieving a perfect body, it's about improving health one step at a time. Even modest improvements can produce meaningful benefits. Researchers are also learning more about how the gut microbiome influences cardiovascular health. Your digestive tract contains trillions of bacteria that help digest food and produce substances affecting metabolism, immunity, and inflammation. A diet rich in fiber from fruits, vegetables, legumes, and whole grains supports a healthier balance of beneficial gut bacteria. Although this field continues to evolve, it's another reminder that the body's systems are deeply interconnected. Healthy digestion supports healthy metabolism. Healthy metabolism supports cardiovascular function. Healthy circulation supports muscles and nerves. Everything works together. This interconnectedness is one reason simplistic health claims often fall short. No single vitamin works in isolation. Vitamin D interacts with calcium. Calcium interacts with vitamin K. Magnesium helps activate vitamin D. Protein builds muscle. Exercise stimulates muscle growth. Sleep supports recovery. Healthy blood vessels deliver nutrients where they're needed. It's a beautifully coordinated system, and every healthy habit strengthens the whole rather than just one part. Many adults over 70 also take several prescription medications. While these medications are often necessary and beneficial, they make it even more important to review supplements with a healthcare professional. Bringing all of your prescription bottles, over-the-counter medicines, and vitamins to your appointments allows your provider or pharmacist to check for possible interactions, duplicate ingredients, or unnecessary products. This simple step can improve safety and ensure that every part of your health plan is working together rather than at cross purposes. As we come to the end of this discussion, I want you to remember one simple truth. Growing older does not mean giving up on your health. If you're over 70, your body still responds to good nutrition, regular movement, quality sleep, proper hydration, and consistent self-care. Every healthy choice you make today is an investment in the strength, mobility, and independence you'll enjoy tomorrow. If there's one message to take away, it's this. Don't wait until your legs become so weak that walking across the room feels like climbing a mountain. Pay attention to the early signs your body gives you. Talk to your healthcare provider about checking your vitamin D levels if you're at risk for deficiency. Follow their recommendations. And remember that no single vitamin is a miracle cure. Real improvement comes from combining smart nutrition with daily movement and proper medical care. Your legs have carried you through decades of life's greatest moments. They've taken you to work, helped you raise a family, allowed you to explore the world, and stood by you through every challenge you've overcome. They deserve your care now more than ever. The goal isn't just to add years to your life, it's to add life to your years. To keep walking with confidence, to enjoy time with your family, to travel, garden, shop, play with your grandchildren, and continue doing the things that bring you joy. Remember, health is built one choice at a time. One healthy meal, one short walk, one glass of water, one good night's sleep, one conversation with your healthcare provider. These small actions may seem insignificant on their own, but together they create a powerful foundation for healthier aging. Thank you for spending this time investing in your health. If you found this information helpful, share it with a friend or loved one who could benefit from it. Sometimes one conversation can inspire someone to take the first step toward a healthier future. Stay active, stay informed, take care of your body, and never underestimate what consistent healthy habits can accomplish. Because it's never too late to support your circulation, strengthen your legs, and keep moving forward with confidence.